Yes. How you doing this Easter Sunday? My mom can't start a day off without arguing. She's so defensive on everything. But I hope you guys are having a very blessed Easter. No. I'm just waiting on you guys to show up so we can get started. And the reason why we're getting started this Easter Sunday is because all you guys are idiots. I mean, not all of you, but the majority of you who are now picking up something that is old. I'm hearing about biogenics again, when they had the biogenic, clinic and all of these different things. Listen, you guys are saying LeBron James is taking a performance enhancing drug. Let me get you guys caught up to get y'all caught up to speed a little bit as to what's going on. Now, during his Miami days, LeBron James, trainer or whatever, was helping LeBron James maintain his body and recuperate his body. Because LeBron was suffering a lot of pains in his first season in Miami. A lot of you guys didn't know LeBron was hurt. He had some injuries. He was just playing through them, and he had a lot of pain. During this time, LeBron James and Miami Heat were losing. They were losing games when they had the big three that whole year. And the fact that they were losing games and LeBron wasn't 100%, they decided, his trainers, to try what Hollywood at this time was even using. I wouldn't say it's a steroid, but it's a performance enhancing supplement that helps your body. As you gotta still train and everything. It just helps your body recoup and you get more out of your body for it. And they went to a biogenics lab. LeBron never took a foot inside of this place. Never stepped one foot in a biogenics lab. He wasn't the only athlete there. They got a lot of other players there who was taking these. They weren't licensed by anyone. And most supplements are not licensed by the FDA. Just to let you in on another fact, there's probably less than 3 that are government approved. Now, this biogenics labs were doing things that weren't even licensed in the United States, and was using products that wasn't safe in some instances. And when you're in competition where there's a betting line, this is borderline breaking the industry down. And how could I put this in a term that it needs to be to define something? LeBron's situation was a little different because they knew it was sketchy what they were getting into. So they took all the precautions to clear their name, in other words, to make sure that nothing came back to LeBron with the payments and how this thing was incorporated. That's what made it shady. Because when they did a crackdown on the biogenics lab, we would have never known anything. It was so much like it was on the up and up. You had athletes like Jameer Nelson walking in and getting the stuff itself. He didn't think anything wrong about the facility. And it's not to say everybody's taking the same thing. Like they come in and they just like, give me brand X. Everybody was there for different things. Some people was there, they had a hypodermic chamber, a cool down recovery chamber. People were there for that. People were there to rehabilitate injuries that they had from surgery. So it's a lot of different things that was happening there. But they were mostly concerned about what was going on. Notice at that time, A-Rod was big news. LeBron was secondary news. He wasn't big news LeBron yet. It was all about A-Rod. So when A-Rod came back, what's up, Professor X? I see you. So, before they cut us off, it was quite clear that LeBron's name was taken out. David Stern, at this time, was the commissioner of the NBA. And he was being shadowed by Adam Silver-Slipper. So Adam Silver-Slipper, who's shadowing David Stern because they're going to do a transition to move Stern into position to take over. Now you have an entire difference of opinion. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, Brian. Look at that. Brian come to show love on his own story. So, David Stern came and cleaned up the mess and had LeBron James' names removed when they brought up A-Rod. They talked to LeBron's agent. LeBron was like, I ain't had nothing to do with that. I don't know what that dude was taking. Like, my trainer get the stuff. I don't know where he gets it from. I don't know anything about any biogenics. I've never even been in one of those places. Which he was telling the honest to God truth. LeBron James had never stepped foot in a biogenics lab at that time. So with that being the case, LeBron James couldn't be really implemented in anything. So the fact ESPN made the assumption, the NBA contacted them and told them do not mention LeBron James' name in this conversation no more. So that interview with that lady and that assistant, why do you think her interview only went to her internet source and you never heard her interviewed nowhere else? She did one interview. Is because no other outlet, whether it's Fox or anyone else, is going to interview that lady, and she could not talk about LeBron James ever again, as she was hit with a cease and desist, as if she would have been sued 6 ways to Sunday had she have done another interview about LeBron James. being connected with a biogenics lab. No, they didn't pay her. They threatened her. Threats work a lot better than payments, too. So, and that's what people didn't know. LeBron was telling the truth. And people didn't believe him. He never been in that lab. Now, was his trainer there? Maybe. The way the money was taken care of, that was all his trainer or assistant, whoever was getting this stuff and who they were getting it from. They were taking their precautionary steps to make sure that they had it discreetly done. Now, why is this news again? This is news again because for some instance or reason, people decided to grab a hold of it since they seen it on YouTube, even though it's old, and rehash it all over again. And it became front-wide news. Now that it's worldwide news, you got all these people coming there again. Uh-oh, Bron. Thanks again. Bron is employing me to make this. Now, hey. Hey. Yes, it is magnificent. Now, 3 years ago, Kobe Bryant decided he was coming out with his own brand of a performance-enhancing drug but it's a supplement. They were in developmental stages when they were hit with a $100 million lawsuit by LeBron James. LeBron James, who never wanted to sue Kobe Bryant, is suing the company that Kobe's coming out with because he thinks they copied his formula that he has for his licensed supplement that he came out with called the Elite. LeBron James has a supplement company that developed all these all-natural ways to increase production in the body. Uh-oh, we got knocked off, guys. So where are we at now? It's just deer antler spray. That's funny. Yeah, so right away, what they did was we'll start over from when he decided to sue Kobe. He decided to sue Kobe Bryant because Kobe Bryant had basically infringed on the product that he had. LeBron James I think it's called Total Elite, is his supplement brand that he has. LeBron James come out with an all-natural supplement called Elite something, and Kobe Bryant coming out with his own supplemental company, whether it was 2 years ago or not. Either 2 or 3 years ago, he sued Kobe for $100 million, not personally, his company was suing Kobe Bryant's company because they felt they infringed on his product. LeBron's been donating to this. Okay, Total Elite. That's what it's called. Total Elite or the Elite or whatever. Some supplement that LeBron's put out. And he felt that Kobe's company copied off of his company. See, the problem was the stuff he was taking in Miami was leaving him. It was helping him on the court. He was jumping higher than he's ever jumped before in his life during his second year in Miami when they won the first championship. He was loving it.
Yeah, I know who you are.
So after that, they changed everything.
What is it, Kelsey?
They flipped everything around.
Yeah, where's your other friend?
She couldn't hang out this weekend, so I got my other friend.
Oh.
Well, no. What happened was that those supplements from that trainer caused LeBron James to have a lot of tightness, cramping. Remember when they carried him off the court in Miami for cramping? He was dehydrated. Caused his body to lock up. But LeBron was jumping out of their gym when he was in Miami. And those 2 years they won the championship. He was leaping like so high and flying. People were like, my God, what happened to this guy? Then when the crackdown happened on the biogenics lab, all of that stuff disappeared. And the super high flying LeBron James kind of came back down to earth. He wasn't jumping as high no more. And people was like, oh, well, it's the age. It was his body tapering off from getting away from that supplement and switching to a new. So now that he's got this new supplement that he's on, he's got a new training regimen, new way to recover his body, and that these new supplements don't leave him cramped up as much as he was before. So at no time did he take anything illegal. This is a way to keep him in the game. And what Adam Silver Slipper is trying to do is saying, we're going to have a new acceptance to these supplementals and these trainers and all of this new technology. Let's not turn around and keep our eyes closed to this new technology. Let's stay open. The world's changing. The technology's changing. So fellas, we might as well change with it. And that's what you're faced with right now. So the NBA has all these athletes who can take these different supplements from trainers and they're approved. They have a ban list of certain things that shouldn't be taken as considered to be steroid. Then there's another list that you can take these things, but it's a certain amount that you can't have in your body that can be called a steroid. If you take more than 6% or 3% of this level, if it comes past 3%, then that's considered abuse and that's slight. If that percent is at 13 instead of 3, then that could be a red flag for steroid use. You would get a warning by the NBA that these levels are high and exceedingly high, and they want to do additional tests. So you have time to get yourself in for the additional test, but by the time they give you this, you have enough time to where you can basically get the stuff out of your system. They can do random urine tests. They don't do blood tests in the NBA. They only do urine, despite what people think. And it's supposed to be random. At any time, the NBA can say, we're going to do a random test. But normally, they inform the player. So it's not random if you're informing them that you're going to come and do it. So after the game, they want them to go hydrate and then go take a urine test. But they need to have warrant to do that. Then you got to fight the union. So the NBA rarely does these drug tests in the league, hardly at all. And they're testing for narcotics, weed. They're not even looking for the steroid. They're not looking for the performance enhancing drug. Why? Because they're looking like if it's making the athlete perform better, it's okay. See, that's the Adam Silver slipper way. The Adam Silver slipper way is corporate. His thing is, we're going to be a whore for corporations. If they want to stick a label on it, we're going to stick a label on it. They want us in China, we're going to China. We're going to Thailand. We're going all over the world. The NBA is going to expand faster and bigger than everything. We're going to get all these deals. We're going to stream. We got Amazon. We just did a deal with YouTube. We're going to do a deal everywhere. We're going to go to North Dakota. We're going to go to Carolina. And blah! So that's that. No, he didn't have a growth removed from steroids. He had a tooth infection that made his bottom jaw stick out. You guys reading too much tabloid stuff. LeBron had an infected tooth and it made his jaw stick out. He was on antibiotics. Somebody just made something up and went ahead and no, he didn't curse Vince out. He told Vince off once he saw that Vince was once he saw the initial play. But then he went out there and saw Vince didn't do that maliciously at all. Vince is not that kind of player. That's why he's like, Vince should know better than that. So just watching the play, he was initially mad at Vince. But it was just an accident. No. So LeBron is on supplements, absolutely. He has a training regimen. He has to go through a hypodermic chamber to cool his body down. All of this to try to recover and keep his body together. But if LeBron was doing all of this steroid stuff that you guys are talking about, he would not be gassed in 3 quarters of basketball. He can't even play a full game. And when I mean play a full game, I mean play a full game. He's got to take plays off. So he's out on the court, but he's not playing. He's lacking on defense. And that's why he got all these pieces around him, because he knows he can't keep up with these young guys. He can't guard anybody. His defense is like 400 out of all, ranked 400 out of all these players. And he's not nearly. Now he's trying to shoot these flat-footed jump shots. His takeoff is all weird. you know, but he can still save it up on offense and have that little offensive burst where he jumps up after he shoves a guy off and dunk the basketball. Which is his favorite play. Shove off dunk. Shove off dunk. Shove off dunk. Yeah, what they've done is by them open what Adam Silver Slipper is doing is it's not a LeBron James problem, but you made LeBron James the face of your league. So by making him the face of your league, what you've done is created a big wormhole to where anybody, and I do mean anybody, who's following basketball, they're going to want to do what LeBron James does. They're going to see LeBron James. They want to show him on the clips and highlight reel, no matter if they win or lose the game. There's only going to be highlights of LeBron. I mean, they'll lose by 20, and you would think Cleveland won the game if you just watch the highlights. LeBron's not even playing in the game, and they're talking about LeBron James. The announcers are all told that they have to just compliment LeBron throughout the entire game, no matter what's happening on the court. And they have to keep saying that he's the greatest player on the planet when he's clearly not. So it keeps putting it in people's brain, this false narrative that he's the best player on the planet when he clearly isn't. Yes. Normally, different type of EPOs can help with stamina. But if you take the right supplements and you exercise and train your body in the right fashion and recover, you can be able to have these different. Hey, happy Easter. You'll be able to have these moments where you can dominate. But the thing you can't turn back is age and time. As Kobe would fly to Germany to have these stem cells maneuvers done for his knees, where Kobe was able to play. But what people don't know about stem cells is that if you don't get the cells at their proper stage, they're going to have the same age as the rest of your body. So even though they're recreating it, you're recreating a 30-something-year-old cell. Even though that cell is just created, that cell is already 30. It's starting at 30. It's not starting at 1. See, a lot of people didn't understand that when it comes to cloning. Like when they cloned the sheep died within 3 years or 2 years and 6 months, and they couldn't understand why these clones were dying when they were cloning the animals. Cloned animals don't live that long because cloned animals are already starting at the age cycle at wherever they were cloned at. No matter if they're a baby or not, their cells are starting at that age cycle. And they didn't know that at first. So the stem cells that Kobe was using, it made him feel brand new because they were injected, and he's like, man, and it helps with the recovery process. But your body don't respond the same. It doesn't make you feel younger. It makes you healthier. As far as the recovery process, it's still going to be a process as your body tries to adjust to this stem cells, your cells being regenerated and put back in your legs, doing a plasma replacement, where they actually take the cells out, run them around, and put them back in. It doesn't, the platelet, whatever technique that is banned in the United States, he had to go to Germany to get it. It takes hard work just for Kobe to even come back to play. But what you saw was his coordination was off. His rhythm was off. He was clearly not the same Kobe anymore. And there was nothing he could do about it. And he knew halfway into the season, like, I can't do it. My body hurts. I'm more tired than I've ever been before in my life. I can't generate the energy that normally would come with the adrenaline. It's gone. No matter how much he trained, he was never going to be the same Kobe anymore. His whole rhythm was off. His shot was off. So he was done. Now Adam Silver Slipper, who's pro company, pro corporation, pro expanding, what he's done is forgotten basketball. See, the key to the success of the NBA, the main key of that success was David Stern never forgot about the game. The game, the game, the game. Yes, we're going to do business with you guys, but the game has to be protected. Adam Silver Slipper has not protected the game. He left the game wide open. And because he left the game wide open, he's thinking about money. He's grabbing money from here. He's grabbing money from there. The game could be saturated, and then you got corporations making advice on what the game should be. Now he's letting the players union run the games. People like Chris Paul, LeBron James, Steph Curry, all of these people are sitting on a panel. Now, all of a sudden, Chris Paul, who's never gotten out of a second round of a playoff, now he's on a team that could go to an NBA Finals. Playing against who? Possibly LeBron James, another guy that's in the Players Union. Steph Curry, another member who's in the union. All-Star game change. Captains, Steph Curry, who's on the Players Union. Versus LeBron James, who's in the Players Union. So what do we have here? The union running the league? And Adam Silver Slipper just signing off on it? He wanted to change the playoff format from 1 to 16. And the NBA players in the union, LeBron, Chris Paul, said, no, we don't want to do that, because that lessens LeBron's chance of getting to the NBA Finals. So now that LeBron said no, Adam Silver Slipper says no. You see how this thing works? And thank you guys for the donations. I couldn't really see them. I know LeBron started off with like 42. I don't know. He was in here putting in some love. LeBron isn't better than T-Mac. He's a better passer, and he's a better facilitator. T-Mac was more of a scorer. Nah, he didn't back to back. All he did was create the confusion based off what was already out there. He just rehashed something that was out already. Based off what we already put out. And when I mean we, I mean the entire media. This stuff has already been out there. And he just put it back on the table. And people saw it and took it as something new. So now we got to address it all over again. Henceforth, while we're doing this video. No, LeBron uses supplements. He has a company. I don't know if he uses those supplements called Total Elite, but he is definitely in the supplement world. Most people who have trainers, they will give you supplements. Most supplements, less than 2% of supplements are approved by the FDA. But LeBron's company has a supplement company named Total Elite. And Total Elite is his brand. And Kobe Bryant was going to come out with a supplement brand, but was sued by LeBron James' firm because it was a total ripoff of Kobe's company. Of LeBron's brand, Total Elite. Where David Stern was very concerned about people he let into business because of different reasons. That's why you didn't see too many Thailand companies come into play and all these different things. David Stern seems to like what Adam Silver Slipper is doing with bringing revenue in. That's why the NBA net worth is up to like estimated 30 billion. But at this time, have you ever seen this many NBA owners gone? The Houston Rockets was just sold. This is the first year of new ownership for the Houston Rockets. And they're heading to the NBA Finals, or number one in the NBA. And they got the president of the Players Union on the team. That just seems very weird to me. It's a coincidence? No. Painkillers took out Walter Payton. Those guys in the NFL used to take and require a lot of painkillers and took a lot of them. They would just take a whole handful of them. They didn't measure for milligrams and space it out on how much they should take at what certain given time. They didn't do that back then. And he ended up getting a rare liver infection because these prescription medicines are hard on the liver. Yeah, wrestlers, the same thing. Hey, how you doing, bro? So, yeah, these guys just took a lot of supplements, man. So, like I told you, the FDA, they rarely approve any of these supplements because it's too much risk in approving something you don't really know what it does. But the drug testing is more for narcotics than it is for performance enhancing drugs in the NBA. And not just the NBA, it's a lot of other sports, NFL. It would have to be some radical use because they don't do blood testing. So you could take an EPO, any type of water-based NPO, like Miracera, and a lot of other water-based EPOs that's out of your system in 3 days. Because they only do urine tests in the NBA. They don't do blood tests. You know why? Because the NBA doesn't want to know. The NBA don't want to hear about a problem with steroids. They don't want to hear a problem about anything. It's not their playing. It's not in their benefit to know. It hurts their business, which is the NBA, who's going global with this whole marketing campaign. They only market 2 teams. The Houston Rockets barely get marketed. They market Golden State and they market LeBron James. That's it. Nobody gets any more promotion. You don't even see OKC get that kind of promotion. And OKC has the reigning MVP, Russell Westbrook. And I want to say this too. Stop copying my words that I say. All you other guys who are watching the video, who going to make your own videos, stop copying my slang. If I hear another person say Russell Westbrook one more time on a video, I'm going to address you. They're going to be, thank you. Cut it out. Every time I come up with a name for a player, now it's coming out of their mouth on their video. Stop it. Well, Whiteside's gone. After this year, he's gone from Miami. You know, Eric Esposa is really an idiot. And he has all this talent, don't know what he's doing. He's like, why are we matching up with a team that we don't need to match up against? So, well, the thing is, when you look at everything in totality, you're going to say to yourself, wow, you know what? He was right. Because they'll wait till LeBron's career is all over with before stuff start coming out about supplements, baby mamas, all these other things that were coming up. They do a good job of putting a shiny coat over everything because it was beneficial to them. The league was prospering. And that's what everybody wants, a flourishing league. Nobody wants any conflict. So without a flourishing league, the whole empire would fall to ashes. Well, I never said that. I think we've covered this. I think so. Let me try to find out.